Welcome friends, this is Sanjay Gore. I am from Pune, India. At present I am working as a freelance consultant, auditor and speaker. More than 20 years I am in information and cyber security and risk management domains. I have worked in India, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and some East African countries. I have qualifications like CISA, CRISC, CDPSC, CRMA, SIPC, and I am lead auditor for 27001, risk manager for 27005, and I am a certified trainer from PwC. So with this small background, let us start with the subject. Welcome friends. If you are exploring the resources for understanding ISMS, this is the correct place you have landed in. The course is created especially for understanding the concept and application of that concept using practical experiences. Please watch till the end. It will be helpful to you. This is another video created by me for understanding of ISMS Information Security Management System. This is part of a series of various videos in connection with ISMS. The subject is very big and hence it is divided into various small parts. Today we are going to see the risk assessment based on assets as a part of risk assessment mandated by ISO IEC 27001. This part of session is prepared mainly using provisions of ISO 27001, provisions of ISO 27005 and provisions of ISO 31000. Please like, share and subscribe for this channel. Now we'll straightway go to the subject. As a part of assets based risk assessment, we are going to see 5 important aspects. One is internal control. What is internal control? Then RA on zero controls, RA on existing controls, RA on proposed controls, and procedure, conceptual understanding and procedure of risk acceptance. As a part of 27001 standard, it is mandatory for any organization to have risk assessment done. There are two standards. One is ISO IEC 27005, which is talking of information technology, security techniques, and information security risk management. Uh, this is a standard per se for particularly for information security risk management. There is another standard called as ISO 31000, which is also talking of risk management guidelines, but that guidelines are not specifically for information security risk management. The few terms we have to see if we want to study risk assessment. These terms are very important, and we are going to refer these terms again and again as far as risk assessment is concerned. An asset is what we are trying to protect. A threat is what we are trying to protect against. A vulnerability is a weakness or gap in our protection efforts. Risk is the intersection of assets, threats, and vulnerabilities. Some organizations consider asset, threat, and vulnerability by multiplying to arrive at the risk, whereas some organizations to arrive at risk consider asset, threat, and vulnerability by making additions. To get it cleared, you can pause the video and read this again what we have said, because these terms we are going to see refer again and again. Interaction. Threat actually exploits vulnerability. Vulnerability causes event. That event affects the asset, and asset produces, because it is affected, it produces business impact. Business impact means uh, you cannot do a business maybe for temporary few minutes or few hours or permanent. So that is business impact, which is coming in impact on your business. So to manage this, you have to refer selection of various controls. Control controls are based on um, controls are based on process, people, and technology. Process is nothing but policies and procedures, various protocols, your SOPs, standard operating procedure, etc., rules and regulations within the organization by law, regulation, etc., etc. All these is called as a process. But mainly, process is your internal controls, policies and procedures, SOPs, and protocols. People is a man behind machine. The persons who are controlling this actually working on this human element. And technology is basically IT, information technology, or ICT, you can say. In some cases, it is a technology of that particular product, for example, petroleum or automobile industry. So that technology will come here as a power controls. Now we'll see, based on these three PPT, there are four type of controls. One is detective, preventive, corrective, and deterrent. In that line, we'll see what is detective. Name indicates it detects the event early before it happens. Preventive is it detects and prevent any event before it happens. Corrective is aftermath. That event is there, it is detected, and after event has happened, it is corrected. To correct, it is called as a corrective control. And last one is deterrent. Deterrent is a mindset. It is a human, reaction to the rules and regulations. So it deters by law. So the relation between these controls we can see is detective triggers corrective, and corrective in line reduces the business impact. Again, detective discovers the event. So uh, event is discovered. Then detective again triggers preventive, and in turn it reduces the vulnerability. And then deterrent reduces the threat. This is the basic structure of any internal control. Various risks based the any ranking of the risk or category of the risk is depending on effectiveness of internal controls. Again, I repeat, internal controls maybe of four. Internal controls is to mitigate the loss or avoid the loss. Now we'll see one by one how the assessment is done. Basically, the assessment is done that assets are identified. What are information assets? They are identified. We have listed here information assets, people asset, physical asset, service asset, and software asset. We'll see in brief what is what. Information asset is all information uh, per se. That particular information is an asset of the company, of the organization, and it includes the media where it resides. For example, floppy, CD, spool, backup media uh, physically, and backup in cloud also, in server, machines, laptop, whatever. So all these, wherever information is residing, that asset and information in that is a information asset. Then people asset is all people, stakeholders, employees, owners, shareholders, and all people that they are asset of the organization. So people asset, mainly human capital. Then physical assets other than computers, like your building, machinery, plant, your vehicles, like that. Then service assets, mainly services to the organization, internal, external, for example, transport services, your canteen services, your security services, physical security, etc. These are the service assets. And software assets. Software assets are, as name indicates, it is a software, computer software, which includes um, operating software like operating systems, OS, your Linux, Windows, etc. Then application software, various application, business applications, and network software, which includes firewall and other things. So all three come together is called as a software assets. These are the 5 categories, but practically there could be more categories also depending on nature of the organization. See how the assets are calculated. There are 3 concepts called as CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is called as a triad of information security, and we have seen it my earlier videos. In brief, I'll say confidentiality is information which should be confidential. Means the person who is not authorized to read or get access that information should not be allowed, and it will be allowed to the person who is authorized to know. That is confidentiality. Integrity is correctness, free from error for any information, and it should be free from any unauthorized change. And availability is a concept where a particular information should be made available to the authorized person and should not be made available to the person who is not authorized. So while calculating how the asset is important to me, it will be based on CIA. So I will assign value from this from this, like 1 is low, 2 is medium, 3 is high, 4 is critical. So if I am taking C, that is confidentiality, I will assign some marks based on impact on uh, that particular aspect or a particular asset. So for example, I take software assets. Software assets, there may be various assets. So I take escrow. Escrow confidentiality, I have to calculate. Confidentiality, I have taken 1. Integrity, I have taken 1. Availability, I have taken 4. What I have to do is, amongst these 3 values, I have to take maximum and consider this as a asset value. So for me, for software asset escrow, the uh, value will be 4. Okay. So like that, each and now we have to calculate each and every these things. So for as far as asset value is concerned, for me, for information asset, software asset, my value for software assets escrow, the asset value will be 4. So once we have decided what is asset value, as we have seen in earlier slide, then once the particular asset value is decided, we'll go for rating the threats. So how the threat is having 2 parameters. One is likelihood, that is a frequency. Another one is impact. Likelihood again will be giving 4 marks. Low, 1 is low, and 4 is maximum. So how much it likely, like per week, per month, once in 2 years, once in 10 years, like that. So all this likelihood will be giving 1 mark. More the likelihood, more will be the marks. So once in a 10 year will be 1 mark. Every day will be 4 marks, like that. So depending on the threat, which threat we are referring to. So one is likelihood. Another is impact. Again here impact also we have to calculate uh, impact on 4 aspects. One, financial. Number 2, service. Number 3, reputation. Number 4, compliance. So what is direct impact on finance of that particular threat because of that threat? Service is how the service is affected. Reputation, how reputation is affected. And compliance. Compliance is non-compliance to the regulations or to the protocols. So this particular threat, that number 1 to 4 will be given, and average of these 4 will be taken as impact value. And likelihood, so likelihood into impact value, which is average of these 4, will become as a threat rating. Since we have seen how the threat is calculated, I'll just try to make to fit it in a particular asset. Here I have taken information asset, and these all calculations are there. There are various, we have given various threats. One is unauthorized access, 2 is malicious code, 3 is operational staff, 4 is theft and fraud, 5 is unauthorized access, 6 is poor level agreement, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are many. So we have identified, try to align it with asset, nature of the asset, and there are, as it is, the SQL is going below, you can see one asset has many threats, one threat has many uh, multiple vulnerabilities, and one vulnerability may have multiple controls. So this is internal, mechanism for identifying threats and assigning value that we have seen already. So here, for example, information asset unauthorized access, the value would be 4. Poor third party service level agreement, the value would be 1. Threat value. Threat value is calculated like this, 4, 3, like that. Now summary. First, identify asset. From bottom up we will go. Number 1, identify asset. Assign values. Value will be assigned based on CIA, like this, this, uh, and maximum of this will be asset value. Okay. Next will be threat value. Identify threat, assign values. Values are of two types. One is impact. Impact is an average of impact on service, finance, compliance, reputation. Average of that multiplied by probability or frequency or likelihood. So these two coming together, this likelihood and average of impact comes as a threat value. Then we'll go for vulnerability value. Again, vulnerability also 1, 2, 3, 4 we have to assign marks, and what is the vulnerability will be calculated, and then marks will be assigned, and based on these three, the last will be asset value into threat value into vulnerability value becomes risk. This is one risk. Okay. Now we have seen the summary. Now the next stage. So in earlier slide we have seen asset value to be 3, high. Threat rating also we have calculated, I have taken it as a 3, and vulnerability rating I have taken as a 4. So 3 into 3 into 4 is equal to 36, which is 36, which is in this 36, if I refer to this, it comes like this 36 is coming into this segment, and therefore it is high, because we have defined 1 to 16 is low, 17 to 32 is medium, 33 to 48 is high, 49 to 64 is critical. So it comes in the under this category. Then next to this is what MOR it is called as measure of risk or zero control. Here we have not considered the control. We have only considered threat, asset value, threat and vulnerability, and control effectiveness we have not seen. So now in this table, this particular table, you can see existing controls, existing level of control. If it is not existed, it is 1 mark. It is not effective, 2 marks. Limited, 3 marks. Matured, 4 marks. So I have to give 4 marks and see the maturity level. Then MOR here, MOR divided by control effectiveness becomes risk assessment on existing control. So example I can give is, now this our MOR is 36, control effectiveness is 1. So 36 divided by 1, 36 becomes high. We have to consider this table. And for example, if it is matured, your control is matured, so your 36 up to vulnerability level, asset threat vulnerability, your risk is 36, which is high, but my control effectiveness is 4, so it is divided by 4, it becomes 9, and therefore it is low as per this table. This is a table taken from my practical workbook, where I was working as a consultant and assessed risk. There are many work table, but I have considered only information assets, which is having a multiple risks totaling to 169. The zero control, existing control, and planned control. It is exhibited in a more graphical way in a next slide. The earlier table referred to was showing this number, and it is shown in a histogram kind of chart here. So here we can see, for example, zero controls, existing controls, and planned controls. Total controls are 169. If you observe, uh, the as we progressed from zero control to existing control to planned controls, the risks which are having ranked as low are increasing, and medium, high, and critical, they are reducing, like this. Say low, it has from 15 it has reached to 143 after we planned the control. Medium also, it has reduced from 49, 56 to 22. Why this 56 in between? Because some critical risk are transferred to medium risk. Then high also, from 78 for 0, it has reduced to 2, and it is reduced. So in concluding, we can see after risk assessment, the situation of risks in the organization is reduced to the great extent. By talking, we have actually reached to the level of concluding this small subject of risk assessment based on asset value as a part of a bigger program of implementation of 27001 ISMS, Information Security Management System. Part of that is risk management, and part of risk management is what we have seen today is a asset based risk management, asset based risk assessment. I hope you must have enjoyed this video, which is a small part of entire ISMS. My earnest request and appeal to subscribe to the channel and give your valuable comments. Thanks for watching. Have a good time ahead. Bye bye.